So hello there and welcome back to the channel. This is Mel's Gaming, here with another incredibly special The Hunter Call of the Wild video. Now last night I returned to my whitetail grind here on Revontuli Coast, and I actually only shot a few whitetail. I only did a couple of runs, and I was actually out here again trying to get some footage for a different video, and I wanted to shoot a couple of whitetail for that video, and I end up coming to one of my spots to just shoot a couple of whitetail, and the great one had actually spawned here in this zone. It was so wild because it was just so unexpected. Like I said, I'd only done a couple of runs, and then I just come back out here just trying to get some footage for a different project I was working on, and he'd obviously spawned off of the last run I had done that day, which was just absolutely insane. I just saw the antlers and lost my mind. Again, the kick in my heart feeling was absolutely wild. He is an incredible looking buck. Now you're going to notice I have the HUD and everything off in this video. That is because, as I mentioned, I was actually working on a different video when this guy actually showed up, and it was just insane. Like I said, I really just was here to shoot a couple of whitetail. I wanted to get footage of the medals actually in-game. And so I was like, okay, I'll just go to my whitetail grind and shoot a couple of different whitetail bucks, and then I'll be able to, you know, record that footage that I need. And this was like the second zone I came to, and he was here. And like I said, I had only done a couple of runs yesterday, which is just wild. It's always extra cool to me when these guys show up so unexpectedly. Like, not on a day where I've been grinding for hours and hours and hours on end, but just a day where I did just a couple of runs just to shoot a few whitetail, and then I come back out here for a completely different purpose, and then there's just a great one stood here. It was just the most insane feeling. Now, this obviously still isn't the great one whitetail that we're after. We are after a drop time great one whitetail, but this is still an insane and incredible buck, and I was just so excited to see this guy. He's absolutely beautiful, and I got a couple of pictures of him there that I was really happy with. He's absolutely just stunning. I mean, that rack is incredible, and we have him here at just over 11 meters, and we are actually going to take him with the brand new Recurve. And I was really nervous about this. I did check my zeroing beforehand with the HUD on, and then I just lined up my shot and dropped him on the spot. We were nice and close. I was zeroed for 20, so I just kept the shot a little bit low so that it would get right into those lungs, and he goes down instantly. What an incredible experience. Getting that close, I was shaking like a leaf. I was just, I was so scared. You know, and it's a new bow. I actually hadn't shot anything with this bow in the live game. I'd only shot stuff in early access, so this is my first trophy in the live game with the brand new Takedown Recurve, and I couldn't be happier. That was such an insane stalk, getting so close to him, and like I said, my heart was absolutely pounding and I was shaking so much. I was so worried about messing this guy up because it's a newish bow to me. It's a bow I haven't used a whole lot. Like I said, I only used it a couple of times in early access, and then I hadn't used it at all yet in the live game, so I was super nervous. But I had a decent amount of trust in that bow after what I had seen during early access, and sure enough, it paid off really well and managed to drop this guy on the spot, and I couldn't be happier. That shot was about where I wanted it, perhaps a little bit further back than I would have wanted, but it's still punching through double lung, so I really can't ask for anything more than that. I was trying to avoid that shoulder, and I managed to do that, so I'm just really happy. I couldn't be happier. He's an absolutely incredible buck. And like I said, still not the one that I'm after, so I'm still going to keep grinding. I'm still going to keep going in hopes that eventually a drop time great one whitetail will show up. But as I've said in all of these videos where I've been fortunate enough to take down one of these incredible giants, these trophies that I'm getting along the way, hopefully in the lead up to eventually one day getting a drop time great one whitetail, they're all equally as special, and it makes doing the grind so much more worth it. If I wasn't getting these trophies along the way, it would be so much more difficult to keep going. This is like, you know, such a great incentive to keep going when incredible deer like this show up and I get the amazing opportunity to actually go and hunt them down and get so close to them as well. It's just such a thrill for me. And like I said, it is the kick in my heart. My heart really did a huge thud when I spotted this guy, and it happens every time with great ones. It just doesn't ever get old for me. That adrenaline kick is huge. Like, I was sat here completely shaking. I was so incredibly excited. I mean, how can you not get excited by seeing an animal like this in, you know, in this game that I absolutely love? And then you see that huge set of antlers, and you're just not expecting it. Like I said, I was just extra not expecting it because I wasn't actually grinding at that moment. I was just there to get just a couple of bucks down for some other footage, and he was stood there. So it was just extra unexpected, and he was just stood there. I just couldn't believe it. Just absolutely wild. And like I said, I just saw the antlers, and I was just like, there's no way. No way I stop grinding for the day, start working on a different video, and then this guy stood there. It was just absolutely insane. He's such a beautiful, beautiful buck. I really, really like this rack. It's actually the same rack that my first ever Great One Whitetail had, way back when Whitetail were the only Great One in game and Whitetail were only on Leighton Lakes. So this rack is kind of special for me for that reason. So getting to see it again in game is just absolutely amazing. You know, seeing this deer walking around, it was absolutely fantastic, and I'm so, so thrilled. Now, moving to take a look at this guy in the trophy lodge, and I realised something. Upon shooting this guy yesterday, it meant that I had 3 Great One Whitetail bucks with the exact same rack that I could put into a huddle mount. Similar to what we did with my 3 big rack Great One Whitetail, and I managed to put them in a huddle mount. We now have a huddle mount of cluster racks. This rack is generally called the cluster rack. So this is really, really cool, and I'm really excited about this. I didn't actually realise it, because I actually technically have 4 Great One Whitetail with this rack, but unfortunately one of them got bugged with the Rancho Whitetail fur bug that happened, and is actually a fake piebald, so I have it displayed as just the antlers, and I didn't realise that I had had 2 since then. And getting that guy yesterday, I didn't realise that that meant that when I shot him, I actually had 3 that are all displaying as the correct fur type that I could put into a huddle mount. And when I worked that out, I was super, super pleased, because this fills a spot that I needed to fill in the lodge, and it looks absolutely fantastic. This is him here on the side, and he just looks so beautiful. An absolutely gorgeous buck, and another really awesome multi-mount completed. But that is going to be it for this video. A little bit of a shorter one, as I am still under the weather, but I am really, really excited to actually share this. A really awesome trophy that I am so, 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 so stoked about. But that is going to be it for this one, so thank you so, so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.